Hello, this is Professor Harper for History of Journalism. A brief lecture about the Ku Klux Klan for today. And the Klan started just after the Civil War. It was started by a group of Confederate veterans in Tennessee in 1866, and the original name came from the Greek word for the English word circle. The Klan was added for the sake of alliteration, and so it's Ku, and note that it's Ku, not Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux Klan emerged. The organization quickly became a vehicle for Southern whites to oppose Reconstruction. In 1867, the Klan reconstituted itself with delegates from former Confederate states, and they started to wear the sheets and the robes designed to frighten blacks and to prevent identification. The Klan reached its power in the early Klan in 1870. For two reasons it saw a decline. One was that the Congress passed laws opposing the Klan, and also because, to a certain extent, the Klan had reached its original objective, which was to restore white supremacy throughout the South. So one was a clampdown, but the other one was the Klan had reached its original goal. At the turn of the century, just after the turn of the century in the early 1900s, a book, The Klansman, was brought out, and also the film The Birth of a Nation, which glamorized the Klan, revived the Klan, and there was a meeting in Atlanta to bring various groups together. And then the two publicity agents and fundraisers, Edward Clark and Elizabeth Tyler, used PR techniques to fuel the growth of the Klan and the restoration of it by false patriotism and a romantic nostalgia for the Old South. By the mid 1920s, white Protestants in small-town America felt threatened by the communist revolution in Russia, saw the Klan as opposing communism and socialism, and membership grew to 4 million people in the 1920s. There were memberships, regalia, costumes, publications, rituals, that type of thing, primarily in the South, but also in the North as well. Today there are some remnants that are left, but the power declined during the 1960s and early 70s when Klansmen were brought to trial for killing people, for disrupting civil rights demonstrations, for intimidating people. And today, racist groups still exist, and they've used the internet as a key recruiting tool, almost going back to the notion of public relations and fundraising. And these appeals are quite sophisticated, and they are less in your face with the sheets and the hoods and burning crosses and all of that. And it's important to keep in mind that in many cases, in fact most cases, hate speech like the Klan is protected by the First Amendment. So it's rather difficult to root out these sectors of American society, because unless there are specific actions, then they are protected speech. So a few thoughts about the Ku Klux Klan. That's what we have for today, and we'll see you online. Thanks very much.